My name is Tony Cox, and I'm the director for the Mount Juliet High School Band. First of all, we would like to hope that you're all being safe and secure, and that everybody is in good shape, and that if you need any help at all during these difficult times, that you would please contact us and let us know. Tonight, we would like to kick off the beginning of the 2020-21 Mount Juliet High School Band to Go season. We know that everyone is eager to see what's going to happen, and we are as well. Tonight with this video, we will do several things to provide information for you so that you can see what's going to be happening. Number one thing is this: we do plan to have a band during the school year of 2020-21, when we hope that you will be a part of it. Also tonight, we're kicking off a Band to Go YouTube channel. This YouTube channel will serve as a way for us to communicate with you and also for us to provide information along the lines of training, some of the basic clips that we use for the band, so that you can go ahead and start looking at what to do to get ready for the first band practice. We would also like you to look down and subscribe to this channel. We are trying to get enough subscribers so that we can have our own channel name, and I believe we have to have 100, so let's try to get that done tonight. One of the common questions that I get asked is, what exactly is the Band of Gold? Well, the Band of Gold is a lot of different things, and it's a lot of different people. It's the concert band, it's the marching band, it's the winter guard, the winter drum line, the winter winds. The Band of Gold is also the band of class that meets every single day during the school year. The Band of Gold is our students that try out for mid-state band, for all-state band. It's the kids that go to solo and ensemble. It's the jazz bands. It's the groups that represent Mount Juliet High School through instrumental music. One of the things that we'd also like to do tonight is introduce you to our important members of our band educational team. Starting with Miss Sherry Grossman, who is our assistant band director. Miss Grossman is a person that you see out in the community quite a bit. If you send any kind of emails or notices to the school, she's probably the first person that responds back. Miss Grossman is also a woodwind specialist for the Band of Gold, and she does just about everything that you can think of for the band program. Also, we have Assistant Band Director, Mr. Weston Demumbrian. Mr. Demumbrian teaches at the school. He teaches AP Music Theory, he teaches class piano, general music, and he teaches the class, instrumental music class with us each and every single day in the band room. Mr. Demumbrian also is responsible for arranging a lot of the music that you hear, and he has arranged the marching band music for the last couple of years, as well as a lot of the pep tunes that you will hear in the stands. Two more very important people who are part of our band staff. Our color guard director is Mr. Tim Vaughn. Tim does a wonderful job with our color guard program, with the marching band color guard, and also with the winter guard. Tim has been on the staff at Mount Juliet with the band program since 1994. He's a very important part of our team, and we hope that you will contact us if you have any questions at all tonight about the color guard. Rounding out our important band staff is Mr. Jason Palmer. Jason Palmer teaches art at Mount Juliet High School, but he's also heads up our percussion program. That means he takes care of most of the responsibilities that relates to the marching band drum line, and he is the head of the winter drum line program. Mr. Palmer is also the person that you see out recruiting for the band, trying to get kids to come into the band. And if you need any questions asked about the drum line, contact us. We'll get that information to Mr. Palmer and share that with you. We will also provide a link below that has a list of our staff members. It goes through everybody with each section that they work with, so that you can start to see names, and hopefully when we get together and start rehearsing again, you'll be able to put names and faces together. Next, I'd like to talk a little bit about the 2020-21 Band of Gold calendar. First thing I want to make clear is this. This calendar is tentative. This calendar depends on being able to follow all the guidelines that have been established by the governor and the state and the County Board of Education. And this is really what we're trying to do, is get out on the front of things, get some information out there, and let you know what we want to do. Kind of just with the thought that it would be easier to take things off the calendar now than it would be to add things later on. You'll see two options on this calendar. Option A is if things get back to a point where we can rehearse, we would like to start with some rehearsals in June. You'll see that those rehearsals are primarily on Tuesday and Thursday night. And then we also have rehearsals in July, starting on July the 13th. The A and B option would be if we can start in June, we'll start in June. If we can't start in June, then we'll plan to start in July. Main thing is this, again, we are not going to do anything without permission to move forward, to do things the right way. We will certainly make sure that we're looking at the health of the students, the parents, the band staff, the community that's a part of these rehearsals as we move forward. And by all means, with the band, we have lots of options. If we need to keep the social distancing happening and open things up and have a little more space, we'll do that. We'll try to have more rehearsals outside as we can, and just understand that we are not looking to put people in a dangerous situation, but we do want to try to move forward as soon as we can. One of the things that we like to say about the calendar is this. Look at it now and note that what we have on the calendar starting in June goes all the way through March of 2021. One of the big things that we talked about back in November with our very first meeting is a plan for us to go to Walt Disney World with the band as a part of Spring Break 2021. Yes, we still plan to do that. There's a lot of information that we don't know yet as far as when will Walt Disney World open back up? Will it open up back at all? Well, those things, we will roll those things as it happens. Big thing is this, let's plan to do it, and if things need to be adjusted or changed, we'll do that as we go. A second thing that we want to talk about with the calendar is this. We want you to look at the calendar and go ahead and compare it to things that you have on your schedule for July, August, September, October. Those are very, very important months for the Band of Go. Hopefully, everything will kick back into gear. It'll be a regular school year starting in August. That means that we'll have football games, that we'll have parades, we'll have band competitions, and all those fun things that we get to do in the Band of Go. Look at your calendar now and make sure that you can be a part of all of those things. One of the very most important parts of being in the Band of Gold is attendance. If you don't attend, it's really difficult for you to have a spot in the Band of Gold. So please look out. Make sure that you don't have a weekly conflict that interferes with rehearsal schedule. Look and make sure that you don't have something planned for a Saturday, a wedding or an anniversary or something that would allow a student to miss something important like a band contest. And if you see those dates, let's go ahead and get those dates sent to the band right now so that we can make plans for those and understand what we have moving forward. A couple of things about the information on the calendar that we would like you to be aware of. The first big thing is this. When you look at the abbreviations, if it says BOG, that's Band of Gold. That means that's all students from all sections will be there for that entire rehearsal. If it says PERC, percussion, that would mean that's a percussion only rehearsal. For example, once school starts, the drum line and percussion section rehearses by themselves most Monday nights. If it says WND or GRD, winds would be woodwinds and brass. That would be when the students in those sections rehearse. GRD would be the color guard. The second thing I want to point out is this. One of the things you're going to notice is that we have rehearsals that start at 7:30 a.m. and go to 8 p.m. at night. That would be what we call a full day of band practice, and that is a full day of band practice. That does not mean that we rehearse from 7:30 to 8 o'clock without stopping or breaking or anything of that nature. Actually, we will put a link on the website or on this video where we will schedule that day out so that you can see exactly what we do. We take a lunch break for an hour and a half during those days, and we usually take an hour and a half dinner break so that the kids have plenty of time to recover and get good fuel and eat and have the things they need so that when we do rehearse during those days, they can be ready to go. One of the other things that I like to talk about with that calendar is this. We start at 7:30 in the morning. People say, well, why do we start so early? The biggest reason that we start so early on that calendar and when we do our rehearsals is we rehearse in the band parking lot or the school parking lot, what we call our band practice field. We start at 7:30 in the morning because usually in the summer it gets really hot by about 10:30, 11 o'clock. It would be very difficult for us to show up and start rehearsal at noon, and the first thing we do is start on a very, very hot blacktop or parking lot. So we try to get our work outside. We try to get it done early in the morning and late at night. If you have any questions about the calendar, please send us a note and let us know. And as soon as we know, what's for sure and can get rid of that tentative information, we'll be happy to do so. The next thing I would like to talk about is parent forms, the paperwork that we send out or that we're going to post so that you can dig in a little bit more and know exactly what happens with the Band of Gold. The parent forms that we will draw your attention to first is a very thorough document that the parents have put together that really kind of goes through all the things you need to know to be a part of the Band of Gold. It talks about our rehearsals, it talks about the band calendar a little bit, it talks about what we wear for rehearsals, it talks about what we wear underneath the uniform for band performances. In general, it just gives some basic information out there, hopefully so that you can understand what we do as a part of the Band of Gold. Please look over this information carefully, and if there's any clarification or things that you don't understand about it, just send us a note and we'll be happy to work with you on that. Also, as a part of that, I would like you to know that on Thursday night at 6:30, Miss Mindy Oldham, our Band Booster President, will be having a Zoom meeting for all the band parents that are interested in joining. We'll send out a link to that meeting, and at that meeting you'll have a chance to talk to Miss Mindy and ask her any questions about information that you may see in the parent document. Another part of that parent document is the band fees. And yes, the Mount Juliet High School Band of Gold, we do have marching band fees. The fee listing will tell you exactly what those fees go to cover. The big thing to know is this: to do all the cool and fun and neat things that we do with the Band of Gold, it takes more money than we have from the school. And what we try to do is we ask all of the parents to pitch in a little bit and help out with that. We split that up into a payment schedule that will start somewhere around the time of our first rehearsals, probably in June, and that will go all the way through our last band contest, which I believe this year is on October 31st at Contest of Champions. We will also like you to know that we do not ask you to pay any fees until we have given you a chance to fundraise. Every single year we have students and band families that raise all of their fees via the band fundraisers. We will start the very first fundraiser will be coming up when we do the Peach fundraiser that will be held this summer. I can also tell you that currently, if you go to the parking lot at Mount Juliet High School, you'll see that there's a big trailer that's full of aluminum cans. All of that money goes to the band, so if you want to start working on saving aluminum cans, you can contribute to that, and that goes to help to pay for the workings of the Band of Gold as well. Later on, as we get into this, you'll see that there's an information document called the medical form. The medical form is not going to be posted right now, but the medical form will be the document that we use to take care of your students when we travel and when we have rehearsals at school. It will be very important that you fill that document out accurately so that if we have a medical emergency, we can take care of your Band of Gold student. Mount Juliet High School Band Boosters. This is one of the very most important groups that lead to the success of the Mount Juliet High School Band program. Each year, we ask the parents who are part of the Band of Gold family to come in and participate to do very important jobs that help make sure that we can get the band kids prepared and ready to go for halftime and band competitions. There will be a list of jobs, a list of what we call committees that we ask parents to serve on and be a part of. This could be anything from chaperones, there's a uniform committee, there's a tote and towing committee. We are very lucky at Mount Juliet High School that we get to run the concession stands for football and basketball games. That's a very important committee. There's a hospitality committee where we work with the visiting bands that come to Mount Juliet High School for football games and community type events. And there's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes. For example, we feed the students at Mount Juliet High School for band camp, and we feed them every Friday and Saturday when we have a football game or a band practice, and we have a very important committee that's called the food committee. So there are a lot of things that parents do behind the scenes so that when you see the Band of Gold out on the field, you can see a band that's ready, that's prepared, and ultimately that's going to be successful. Our Band Booster President is Miss Mindy Oldham. Mindy has done a wonderful job the last 2 years, especially last year as the Band Booster president, to help organize the parents and to communicate with the directors and the band staff to make sure that all that we can do to get the kids ready, to give those kids the very best education and opportunities that we can. One of the very important things that's going to come up this week is on Thursday night, Miss Mindy will be hosting a Zoom meeting. I believe it's going to start at 6:30. We will share the information about how to join that Zoom meeting. And during that meeting, Miss Mindy will talk about some of the things that I've talked tonight, but she will also be in a position to answer your questions. You know, if we talk about things tonight, or if you see documents or information tonight, you want clarification, Miss Mindy would be a great person to ask what's going on with that. Also, I will tell you that if you are a returning band parent, that on Friday night, we will post and give you an opportunity to vote for the Band Booster officers that will serve for the 2020-21 school year. Those nominations will, I think, end Thursday. We'll put the list up on Friday, and you can vote from Friday all the way through to Monday. We would want you to vote and make sure that we get a great board elected to serve the Band of Gold family for next year. Please know this, we don't ever want the Band of Gold parents to feel like it's a burden to serve the Band Boosters or to serve the Band of Gold. I can tell you that my experience is that the parents, when they are at school working for the kids, they're having as much fun as the kids are. It could be a Friday night at the busiest football game, and those parents in the concession stand are having a blast working together, because ultimately they understand that what they're doing is is what helps the kids be able to be successful in the Band of Gold program. Please do not hesitate to contact us if you have any questions or suggestions for the Band of Gold. And I can promise you, the first chance that we are in a safe protocol mode and we can have a Band of Gold parent meeting, I promise we'll have one of those, and we'll be in a room where we can all talk together, and it'll be a great place to be, and we can answer your questions and share information, and hopefully make sure that the 2021 Band of Gold is going to be the best that we've ever had. The next thing on my list is how to communicate. And that is a very important thing, especially in these times where we do not get to see the kids every single day. But one of the things that we want you to know is this. We have been working really, really hard as a band staff, the band parents. The last few weeks, we have been really trying to make sure that we have our Band of Gold website is current and up to date, that it has information that you can go and look at about the Band of Gold. We are also launching, we talked earlier about this YouTube channel that we are launching tonight. And again, if you are just now looking at this video, please look down there and subscribe so that you will be aware of when we send out new videos. We're trying to make sure that all of our social media, our Facebook, our Instagram, that all of those accounts and all that information is current and up to date, because we do want to make sure that everybody has information, that you know what's going on with a Band of Gold. One of the very most important parts of the spring year for the Band of Gold is recruiting. Unfortunately, with school being canceled, this is something that we are not allowed to do. We are not allowed to go to the middle schools and talk to kids. We're not allowed to go to the cafeteria and try to ask and talk to kids about joining the Band of Gold. We just don't see those kids every day. So what we're going to ask is that we would really like your help in recruiting. Two of the biggest areas that we are very active in this time of year would, number one, would be communicating with all the students that are a part of the middle school band that will be going to Mount Juliet High School next year. We really want to make sure that all of those students know that we have band is going to happen, that we have summer band rehearsals, and that we make sure that they are a part of what we do this summer, because once we get to the first day of school, at that point it may be, we may have had several rehearsals, it may be tough to get them caught up. So please, if you know somebody out there that is a middle school student, please share this information and make sure that they know that we're communicating, that we're sending our info out. The second area that we're really taking a big hit with recruiting is recruiting for our color guard. and recruiting for our drum line. This is the time of the year that Mr. Palmer would be going to the cafeteria every day, that he would be walking up down the hallways every day at Mount Juliet High School and asking kids to come be a part of the color guard at Mount Juliet, to ask kids to come be a part of the drum line. You know, hey, we're in school at the middle school. Can you play piano? Can you play guitar? Can you read music? Or you just, maybe you want to be in the band and you've never been a part of a group like this. Well, these are the people that we also want to contact. And one of the things that we're going to do on our YouTube channel is we're going to put some videos up that explain and kind of walk through some of the basic things that we do with the band program. Very basic things like about posture for the band to go, how we breathe, how we do the basic dance movements, how we do the most basic exercises with the drum line, with the wind instruments, some very basic concepts for the color guard. And what we're trying to do is do some of the training online that normally that we would go down to the middle schools and do. So as you see these videos, we encourage you, share these and let the students know that one of the biggest ways that we recruit the Band of Gold is current students in the Band of Gold to say, hey, why don't you come and give it a try? And you know, certainly with things the way they are right now, if students or parents, if they want to email the directors, we would be happy to answer any questions they might have. And then hopefully what this will lead to is that when we finally get to have Band of Gold, that we'll have a really good group of students there that'll be ready to go and start training so that we can have a band that's ready to, you know, perform and be ready to go for that very first football game in August. In closing, I would just like to say a big thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope this video provides some information so that you will consider becoming a member of the 2021 Mount Juliet High School Band of Gold. If you have any questions or if there's anything that we didn't cover tonight, please don't hesitate to give us a call, to send us a note. Just let us know so that we can reach out and help you. And oh yeah, by the way, bear pride, Mount Juliet High.